Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am sharing my July wrap-up with you. In total, I read 10 books this month, which is the most I have read in any month thus far. So I'm very proud of myself. So let's talk about what I read. I participated in 1.5 readathons this month. Half because Booktubeathon is split between July and August. But the first readathon I participated in was the Readathon, which is all about reading Canadian authors. I will link my vlog for that up in the corners if you want to check it out. And the first book I completed for that readathon was The Sun and Her Flowers. Milk and Honey was the first book in her poetry collection, and this is the second one. I enjoy Milk and Honey more than this one, but I think it's because I didn't relate as much to the content in this book or poetry collection. I still enjoyed it quite a bit, but it didn't quite hit as much home as Milk and Honey did. Still a good read. I gave it 4 stars. The next book I completed for the Readathon was Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined. It drives me crazy that my library puts stickers over the titles. Why? But this is about a girl who goes away to this kind of wilderness camp thing for troubled kids, and you don't really know why she's there, like why she's considered trouble, and that all kind of gets revealed throughout the book, and she comes to terms with some things. And this was by far my favorite book of July. I absolutely highly recommend. I think it was beautifully written. The relationships in this are just great. I really recommend. And next up in that readathon was Nice Try, Jane Sinner. This is about a girl transitioning from high school to college, and she ends up signing up for this kind of like Big Brother-esque reality show at her local community college, and lives in this house with a bunch of people, and things happen, and she kind of also comes to terms with who she is. There was a lot of like coming into your own stories for this month, and I really enjoyed this. If I gave half stars, I would probably give this 4.5 stars. It wasn't quite a 5-star read for me, but I still really enjoyed it and do recommend it. And the last book I read for the Readathon was actually an audiobook, and that was Anne of Green Gables. I'll insert something here. I did not like it. I don't understand the hype. I think it was incredibly boring. I think the themes it presented was not written well or explained well. I just found it very bland and lackluster, and I've never seen the movie or any, movie variations of it, and I've never read the book before, and I don't get it. So I'm sorry if it's your favorite book or one of your favorites. I just didn't personally like it. That's how it kind of goes with me in classics. I tend to not like them. There's been a few here and there that I do like, but this was not one of them. So next on what I read in July, this was not for any particular readathon, that was Shadow and Bone. This is the first book in the Grisha trilogy. I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars, and it was enjoyable. I'm intrigued in the world. I want to read more, so I will probably get to the second one, which I have sitting here down on my shelf when I'm ready to get to this, hopefully in the near future. I think I forgot to mention that Anne of Green Gables I gave 2 stars, which is like my I completed it but I didn't enjoy it rating. Next book I completed in July was Crazy Rich Asians. I did have a physical copy of it, but there was a wait for it at the library, as there always is for books that come out as a movie adaptation or TV show adaptation, so I had to send it back to the library. But that was Crazy Rich Asians, and it was enjoyable. I really liked it. It was like a fun, fluffy read, which had some deeper themes along there as well, and I'm really excited to see the movie. I think it looks like a fun time. I gave this one 4 stars. Next up was another audiobook, which was Silver Linings Playbook. I have seen the movie for this a couple years ago. I think I saw it shortly after it came out, or when it came out on DVD, something like that, and I really loved the movie. I thought it was great, and the book is pretty much the same. I really liked it. It was a 4-star read for me, and I think it was a really good depiction of mental health in both book and movie form, and it's just a very interesting read inside the psyche of someone who kind of has a mental break due to some extenuating circumstances in their life. Recommend. And then the last audiobook that I read for the month, which was A Clockwork Orange, another classic, and I didn't like it. I don't know, I didn't really connect to it. I liked it more than Anne of Green Gables, classic-wise. I gave this one a 3-star, not a 2-star. 3 stars, like, it was fine. So I've never seen the movie for this one, and now I don't know if I really want to, just because the book was kind of, it was fine. My last 2 reads for the month of July were actually part of Booktubeathon, which I will probably have my vlog for that out after this video, so when I do have it, I will link it somewhere for you, or you can subscribe and then you'll get a notification when it goes up. But the last 2 books as part of Booktubeathon were 2 comic books. And they're both volume 2s in the series. So the first one I read was Saga Volume 2. I love this series. It's so weird and so sci-fi heavy, and all of the different species and everything in this are just fascinating. It's also very inappropriate, so like, don't let kids read it. This one you got a lot more history of this character's family and his backstory, which was really interesting to see. I'm looking forward to learning more about these characters and their pasts. I have several more volumes of this over on my shelf over here somewhere, and so I will be reading more of these in the near future. And then the last one was Paper Girls Volume 2. This is about a group of 12-year-old girls who are newspaper delivery girls, and they have something happen in their neighborhood, and there's time travel and aliens, and maybe aliens. There's time travel for surezies, and sci-fi, and lots of really weird things in this. And the girls are just like 12-year-old badasses. I love it. Highly recommend. I gave this 5 stars. The first volume I gave 4 stars. I still really recommend it, but I think the second volume was even better. And that wraps up all 10 books that I read this month. I read 7 physical and 3 audiobooks. And I'm hoping that my reading streak continues, because August I need to read a lot of books, which you will see in my TBR. That will be going up soon. Let me know what you ended up reading in July. I always like to hear what you guys have read. Do you have any opinions on what I read? Have you read them before? Do you have thoughts? Let me know all the things. And if you like this video and like me, please hit that thumbs up button. It really does help my channel out. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe. I would love to have you join my Bookish Beauty family. There is currently a readathon going on that I am hosting over with Bookish Bash. I will link a video that explains all of that for you guys if you are interested at all. The readathon runs from August 5th to 11th. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. So I hope to see you guys soon. I hope your reading is going well, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!